There aren't just good and bad games. Fortunately for me and Kevin and others who do what we do, the quality of a given game is determined by many subtle levels. Unfortunately, it's the low end of the scale that seems to have the most product and levels of quality, or in this case, levels of suckage. This is Pull Haul Pro. Released in 2009 for the Nintendo Wii, Pull Haul Pro has all the makings of another abysmal Wii game no one cares about. It's another game with graphics that are so piss poor you could literally mistake them for an early generation PlayStation 2 game. It has the physics you'd expect from a Flash game, and it has all the presentational polish of a game of Snake for a 7-year-old TracPhone. But you know, speaking of all the distinct strata of Pull Haul Pro doesn't have quite the same soul-crushingly low quality as a game like Pool Party, for example. If that game holds a, I don't know, holds a 3 root canals out of 10, Pull Haul Pro is more like, it's more like an unexpectedly tame cavity filling. You see, that's why we don't do scoring scales here at Classic Game Room. For all the things that make Pull Haul Pro a bad game, it's actually playable. The game isn't great, or even remotely good for that matter, but the gameplay works on what is basically a functional level. That meaning you can play a relatively hassle-free game with a friend and not have to deal with broken controls or anything like that. And when you review games at the bad end of the Wii library, yes, being playable on a functional level is an achievement worth mentioning. There are 2 control schemes. You can play with a beginner scheme that allows you to use the B button to adjust the power of your shot, or you can go with the advanced scheme, which drops the buttons entirely, effectively turning your Wii remote into a pole cue. The thing is, they both work. The game's physics sometimes obscure that fact, but the controls themselves never get in the way in Pull Haul Pro. In addition to the decent controls, the game's also built around a pretty ridiculous amount of game styles. You can play more than 10 different kinds of pull, which is like 9 more kinds than I knew existed. Those game styles are playable across exhibition and career modes as well, so there's definitely no shortage of ways to play. So to be fair, Pull Haul Pro does a lot of things right, but it also does a lot of things wrong. In addition to looking like a heap of regurgitated Nintendo 64 graphics, the game also has customization options that are so limited, they honestly might as well not even be there. And then there's the inconsistent AI, which goes from making like 7 shots in a row to missing the easiest shot in the world seemingly on purpose and out of pity. I don't need your pity, Pull Haul Pro. I mean, I could go on, but you get the idea, right? This game isn't very good. There's no use kicking dead horses. So if you're looking for an okay pull game with some multiplayer appeal, and you don't mind everything else, Pull Haul Pro is an okay pull game with some multiplayer appeal.